Hi guys, I'm back. Sorry for that little baby hiatus I took, but I started working at night, a little part-time job, and it kind of threw my whole schedule off. I'm done with the job I was doing now, so I'm back to my regular schedule. So that's why I didn't make a video, I guess for the past, it's been about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So this video today will feature 4 reasons why I almost relaxed my daughter's hair again after I had started the transition. And I'm talking about my youngest daughter, the one I'm currently transitioning from relaxed to natural. Because as I stated before, let me take my bracelet off, it's making way too much noise. And I'm in a different recording location because it's nighttime, and I'm determined to get this video up, so I needed to come record it. I'm actually sitting in my bathroom, in one of our bathrooms. So here I go. I almost relaxed my daughter's hair again at the beginning of our transition because of these 4 reasons, but I had a counter reason as to why I did not. So the first reason was the unknown. It's like, you know, what will her natural hair look like when it grows out? I had an idea of what it was supposed to look like because, I mean, she hasn't always been relaxed. She was natural, of course, when she was a baby and a tiny little girl, and then I relaxed it because it seemed in my mind back then it would be easier for me to manage her hair relaxed because that was my mindset back then. But I really couldn't remember the texture of her hair and would it be easy to comb. I know that this child is very, very, very tender-headed, and she does not like me to manipulate and comb her hair a lot. So I was trying to think, like, what is it going to be like when her hair grows out? What kind of texture am I going to be dealing with? Is it going to be something that I'm going to have to spend a lot of time detangling? But that was one of my concerns. I was like, I don't know, because I know with my older daughter, Asia has really, really super duper uber thick hair. I mean, really thick hair, beautiful thick hair, and it takes a lot to manage her natural hair. She's older now, so she's able to do it herself. But when we first started with the transition, I was primarily helping her do her hair and showing her what to do with it. With my younger daughter, I'm doing the same type of technique with her, but I'm a little bit more hands-on with her because she's a little bit younger than Asia was when Asia transitioned. My younger daughter right now is 12. And so, I'm not ready to just let her go with her own hair. So that was my first concern, the unknown. What's growing out of her hair? What's the texture going to be like? What requirements will this new journey in hair care require? The next, I'm looking down because I have my points written down. The next thing that almost made me relax her hair again, and this was a serious one, was the dryness. My younger daughter has flecks of light brown throughout her hair. It's been like that since she was a baby. Like when she was about, I guess, 13 or 14 months old, her hair started to lighten, and her hair is like it's not as light as like a sandy brown, but it's kind of a brownish tone, and it seems like a lot drier to me than Asia's or my hair. We have darker colored hair. So the dryness, when we first started going natural at the line of demarcation, it seemed like the hair at her roots was so dry. I mean, like dry. It seemed like as soon as the water or whatever I put on it dried up off of it, it was just back to being really dry. So what I found is that I have to use way heavier creams on her hair to keep the moisture in. So after I wet it, I had to make my concoction with the shea butter. The shea butter by itself was a little too pasty, because you guys that use shea butter know that shea butter is really thick, and it was really pasty, so I needed something to cut it with. So I mixed some avocado oil in with the shea butter and kept stirring it to get it to a creamier consistency. But it was really creamy, and it didn't have that like pastiness to it that it has when you're just using it by itself. So that seems to really help her hair. And something else, I know some of you guys are going to go, oh no, you put that on her hair. But I looked it up in my Science of Black Hair guide, and it actually can be used as a good sealant. And I actually sometimes when I'm doing her braids will use a little bit of Vaseline. Yes, Vaseline. I looked it up in my Science of Black Hair book, and I'm going to do a separate video on that book because that book is awesome. Anyway, no, I don't want to get too much into it today though. But so her hair, getting back onto the dryness, her hair needs something very heavy to kind of help when I spray it down with my water or my water conditioner mix. I need to put something on it kind of heavy to seal in the moisture, because our hair does have a tendency to dry out a lot more than Asia's hair or my hair. So the dryness, and I didn't relax. I just kept researching until I found a solution to whatever the problem was. The next thing were the two different textures of hair. She has, when you first start transitioning and you have just a teeny bit of new growth, you really don't even know what your curl pattern is or anything like that. And you work, I'm gonna say when you're at the point when you're maybe like 2.5 inches of new growth. And for me, it was like I have this thick part of her hair like this, and then I have these stringier ends hanging off this real thick hair growth. And you're dealing with these two textures, and you're trying to figure out a hairstyle to marry these two textures until you're comfortable cutting them off. This is if you're doing a long-term transition. If you're doing a big chop, it's not a big deal. But if you're doing a long-term transition like we are, you're like, how do I marry these two textures? It's like as soon as I get any humidity, anything in my hair, you can see the line of demarcation. I've got these thinner, straighter ends, and then I've got this really thick, natural hair growing out. You know, what do? So the best solution that I found for that was for us to do braid outs. The braid out style that I featured in the video, in the playlist that's showing how to transition your hair without doing the big chop. That braid out style is a lifesaver, because if our hair starts to frizz up or whatever, the textures just they're married to each other. You've got a nice wavy pattern. So, and if her roots start to kind of frizz out some, it looks fun. It makes her hairstyle even bigger, and you know, the bigger the better. So that was like an excellent hairstyle for her transitioning. Also, the straw set. The straw set marries the two textures very nicely. The only thing with the straw set is that a straw set to me is kind of labor intensive. So, excuse me, I try to wash her hair on Fridays. So if you're wanting to do something that's like really quick and out the door, the straw set wouldn't be it. But the straw set lasts for a good week. So you just have to figure out what style is going to work best for you to marry the two different hair textures, and allow you to give yourself the time to make the transition without giving up before you really get started. Okay? And the last one is, I was thinking about relaxing, because it's like, I know how to deal with relaxed hair. I know how to deal with her relaxed hair. It's easy. You know, it's simple. It straightens it out. It relaxes the roots, because I never did relax it bone straight. But it's like, it's so much easier to comb and everything. But then you have to look on the other side of it. I was conflicted about continuing to relax my last baby daughter's hair, and I'm not relaxed anymore. My older daughter's not relaxed anymore. Do I want to continue to put these harsh chemicals in her hair with me having the knowledge of knowing what's in these chemicals and what they, you know, could potentially be doing to her hair? I mean, if you're still relaxed, I have nothing against relaxers. I feel that everyone should make the individual decision about if they want their hair relaxed or natural. So I'm not on something about like, I think everyone in the world should be natural. I believe you need to research and make your own decision. It's each person's individual decision, but for our household, with myself being natural and Asia already being natural, I figured it only makes sense for my younger daughter to be natural. So even though maybe for the short haul, it would have been easier for me to continue to put a relaxer in her hair, for the long haul, after I did my research, I just felt her hair would be healthier and she will be happier for it once we complete the transition. So, you know what, it may be easier like for right now while we're transitioning, because transitioning can be tricky because you're having to deal with two different textures. But I believe in the long run, having her hair natural will be what's best and beneficial for her and what she wants to do. She's very excited about having her big hair. She found a picture of Kareem Bailey Ray with a twist out, and that's her style that she would like to do once her hair grows out. Currently, she has individual box braids that I put in myself. I did not want to let anyone do them because I don't like thinking of someone braiding her hair really tightly. So they're not tight, they're kind of loose. They probably won't last forever, a long time. They might last like 2 or 3 weeks and I'll have to take them down and redo them, but that's fine with me. I don't mind that at all. I don't want them to be tight, and because I don't want her edges to suffer. So yeah, that's the reasons. Those are the reasons why I thought about relaxing early in the transition, and then I gave you my counter reasons why I decided not to. Any of you guys that are out there that are currently transitioning, we are actually 1 year into our transition. She has been transitioning since April 1st of 2012, and so a little bit over a year, and it's going really great. Like I said, I'm still finding products that work best for her hair because all three of us have different hair requirements and needs, and it's kind of neat to me because I don't know, it's like you know, when you already know what to do, it can get boring. So this is kind of keeps you on your toes. You're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know this would work for, you know, work for her and it doesn't work for us. Or I never thought about mixing up the different oils that I've been mixing up. And her hair does not particularly care for coconut oil. It's a little bit too lightweight. It's good for like rubbing on my hands and maybe working down her braids, like to keep her braids and stuff oiled while her hair is braided up or something like that. But as far as like if I did a braid out or twist out on her hair, it's not heavy enough. Or maybe you know, like if you mix, how you sometimes you can mix oil with water and spray it on, it might be good like that. But as far as trying to have something weighted, she needs something like a shea butter or something that's, you know, more heavy creamy. If any of you guys have the same kind of problems sometimes with your hair, like trying to get it to hold down in that twist out, if you could post below what you do. I do have gel. Sometimes I try not to use too much gel in her hair. I use a little bit, but not too much. I like to try to get a good defined twist out or braid out, mainly with the I'm a loss for words, it's late. With mainly using like a shea butter mix or something like that, if that makes any sense to you. So anyway, guys, good to see you guys. Oh, thank you so much for all my new subscribers. Welcome.